Period. You need a microphone. Waiting on YouTube.
Come on, YouTube.
Oh.
Live yet?
Bring this fan off. I said go live.
Come on, YouTube.
There we go. Finally. No, I think that laptop's too low.
Live yet?
I said go live.
Come on, YouTube.
I said go live. There we go. Finally. There we go. All right. Now that we're live, I don't think anybody's here. That laptop's too low. Switch to live chat. I said go live.
Come on, YouTube.
There we go. Finally. I know I haven't been here for a while. I just have not been in the mood. All right. Now that we're live, I don't think anybody's here. But I thought I needed to get the quilt repaired and put up. So I know I haven't been here for a while. I just nobody's not here. I think I'm going to go ahead and start. You can always watch the replay, I guess. But I thought I needed to get the. I would have come on at 8, but I had to quilt repaired and put up, and so it's supposed to rain. Nobody's here. I think I'm going to go ahead and start. You can always watch the replay, I guess. What I'm going to do I would have come on at 8, or tonight, but I had to mow. I am going to work on repairing this quilt. It's supposed to rain. I got to get my everything out of the way. Hopefully I don't mess anything up. What I'm going to do today or tonight, I don't know if you guys remember, I am, but Miss Piper going to work on repairing this quilt. The corner off of this quilt. I got to get my everything out of the way. Hopefully I don't mess anything up. So, see if you can see it. So, what I'm going to do, I don't know if you guys remember, I've already taken all the stitches out here, but Miss Piper, and here. So I'm going to add chewed the corner fabric to this. I need to turn my iron on because, so see if you can see it. I need to press that. What I'm going to do, and then I need to trim all the stitches out here, and I will and here line up. So I'm going to add my fabric to this. I need to turn my iron on. I'll line up my fabric so that when I sew it, everything gets back together. I need to press that. And then I need to trim it. And I will line up my starch. I don't know if I'll line up my fabric so that when I sew it, everything gets back together correctly. Just have not felt like sewing. So this pressed out. I finished repairing my quilt. I don't know if anybody will show my greenhouse. I've got the garden going. Been gone a while. And there's been a lot of mowing because there's been a lot of rain. So let's get this pressed so that I can fix it. Finished repairing my quilt. Let's switch cameras. I think the other camera you might be able to see. I've got the garden going. And there's been a lot of mowing because there's been a lot of rain. Anyway, so let's get this pressed so that I can fix it. I don't have much room on my sewing table with the laptop there, so let's switch cameras. I think the other camera you might be able to see. quilt folded up while I repair it. Maybe a little bit. So I have my binding anyway right here. I have a scrap piece of batting that'll go in the corner. On my sewing table with the laptop there. And then I've got to kind of two pieces quilt folded up while I two pieces of the striped fabric. Hello, so I have my binding right here. I don't know what's wrong with my chat here. I have a scrap piece of batting that'll go in the corner. And then I have there we go. Pieces. Hello, Beverly. Yeah. Two pieces of the striped fabric. I've got the two pieces of this cut. June. I cut extra just so that I don't know what's enough. Wrong with my chat. I didn't measure. Can't see it all. I had this left over from when I bound the quilt. There we go. Hello, and, Beverly. That is my binding, so I need to press it as well. Two pieces of this cut. I cut extra just so that it's going to have a little bit of red. I didn't measure. I had this left over from when I bound the quilt. My chat so I can see. And that is my binding, so I need to press it as well. A little bit of red sticking out. Because it's going to have a little bit of red. Let's get the quilt over here so you can see sticking out. So it's got a little bit of flange right here on it. I need to press these. So this will be a little bit of red sticking out. I'll probably use some starch on them and then get let's get the quilt over here so you can see it. Straight edge to go with. So it's got a little bit of flange, which will just make my life a little easier when I put it together. Now I need to press these pieces that are on the quilt. And then after I add this on, I can sew it and then match up my corners. I'll probably use some starch on them and then get a so that one's pressed, straight edge to go with. The other side. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to try to do my best so you guys can see. And then after I add this on, I can sew it and then match up my corners. I don't know that you ladies were in here when I said. All right. I'm sorry. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to try to do my best the next 2 days. And the grass and it just grows so fast with all this rain. So I had to get out there and mow. I don't know that you ladies were in here when I caused me to have to use the sweeper. I'm sorry I kept changing the time, but it's supposed to rain the next 2 days. And the grass, it grows so fast with all this rain. So I had to get out there and mow. This so it wouldn't cause me to have to use the sweeper to sweep for some reason. Yard. Because that's not very fun. No, that's right. Okay. All right, so the binding is right. It's what I had left, but I couldn't figure out why it wasn't folding right. It was, user error. This binding doesn't seem right for two voices repeating. No, that's right. Okay. Why is it repeating? All right, so the binding is right. It's what I had left, but I couldn't figure out why it wasn't folding right. I can't hear anything. It was, user error. Let's see, two voices repeating. All right, hold on. Two voices repeating. Okay. Why is it repeating? All right. Why is it repeating? Let's see. Hold on. Let me. My TV's a little slower. I can't hear anything. I've got a new laptop. It runs faster. Let's see, two voices repeating. All right, hold on. Connection is better. All right. Let's see. It's probably because of the laptop. I've got a new laptop. It runs faster. There's a microphone. Connection is better. Turn it. Let's see. There's a microphone. Turn it. I know, hold on. All right, is that better? Um, I turned that one microphone off of me. All right, is that better? Yes. Yeah, I took this microphone off. Microphone off of me. I it should be using this microphone, but for some reason it's using the laptop, but that's okay. It you can hear me okay, right? I gotta unmute to make sure I can hear myself. Make sure the volume's okay. There's a little bit of delay in YouTube too. Okay, well, I turned that other microphone off. I gotta unmute to make sure I can hear myself. Make sure the volume's okay. Alright, sounds good on my end. Okay, now let's get the laptop back where it belongs, out of the way. Got a light glaring, but that's okay. I've got to have the light on so I can see what I'm doing. It. I had trouble. I was going to go live the other night, Friday, Friday or Saturday. My old laptop took almost 2 hours to boot up. I couldn't get any of my cameras to work because that stupid USB hub I have wasn't working. So, I ordered a different one that had better ratings, and then I did a bad rating on the other USB hub I have purchased before because it would not run my cameras. And it's not like they're big major cameras, they're just little mini cameras. Like this big. That's all the bigger these cameras are, and it wouldn't even run them. So, okay. So I've got these pressed. Now I need to trim them. But the yard looks good. It's mowed, so that's a plus. Let's get this out of the way. Let's see. How am I going to do this? Get everything out of the way so I can trim this. It's going to be a trick. And I'm just going to go to a straight line. And I think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go right there. Now let's get the other one. See about, let's get the fabric straight. Fabric doesn't really wants to make a stupid bow up in the. It might be hard to see, but um, go right there. Now, need to figure out how to put one of these. Gonna take a little thinking here because I know I've got to have a 1/4 inch seam. I don't want it to be too noticeable. Think if I sew with that cream colored together. Oh, all right, now let's go to the other camera because I think it'll show the sewing machine. Nope. Stop. Come on. Nothing like problems, right? There we go. It's not going to be real close, but at least it'll show it. So I'm going to sew this together with my 1/4 inch seam. A little trick, but that's all right. Let's get it laid flat. And this way I can get this quilt put back up and off my table. That won't be too bad. It's about the same width. So it's about the same width here. That's where the seam is. So that looks fine. And I'm going to cut some of this off. I didn't really need 2 strips, so let's cut it in half, which would be right there. Crease it a little bit so I know where to cut it. That'll give me enough because I have the corners mitered on this. And I'll have to miter the corner again. And that should be plenty. Yeah. And we're going to do the same thing here. And we'll use this end because I need blue to come next. Oh, I probably should have. I'm going to trim that. It's still got a tooth hole. So I'm going to trim off just a little bit more down this way into this other cream, and then we'll probably have to use the other end. Can't get to my trash can. The quilt's in the way. That's not straight at all. This is pretty tricky actually because you got so much quilt. All right. Now I'm gonna need. Actually, I'm gonna have to do it. Cut this off. So I am going to red next. There's a little more blue in there this time. That way I have a little more. There we go. I am glad you guys joined me. I didn't know if anybody would because I've been gone for so long. All right, there's that. Now let's see if we can get this sewn. it's a trick when I can't throw it all up here because I'd be knocking into the laptop and everything else, so it's kind of tricky. And how is everybody? Hello, Francis. I didn't see her come in. Yes, it has been a while, Francis. I've been doing okay. Been working in the garden. Made all the repairs to my greenhouse. Uh, I took some fence planks and redid the whole outside, the bottom part of it. And I had to make another bed for my cucumbers because last year a mouse or a rabbit or something got in and chewed the base off all my cucumbers. So I only got like 6 cucumbers last year. So I made another small raised bed in the back of the greenhouse. And I put chicken wire around it. And then, so now I have 2 beds on at the greenhouse. And I've got chicken wire on the sides of the beds because of the squirrels. And then I made some removable fronts with chicken wire on it so I can get in and do what I need to do in the garden, like pull weeds or whatever. And then last week, no, 3 days ago, it really wasn't last week, maybe it was. I had ordered a screen for the garage where I park my truck because the birds kept getting in. Well, a new garage door and to have someone put it in is going to be like $1,500 because it's 16 feet wide. And I could buy off a marketplace one for a couple $100, but I don't have any way to haul a 16-foot section of garage door. But I put that screen on, and now the birds can't get into the garage. She's doing pretty good. Still has some aches and pains. We went to the store today, and it's usually quite a bit for her. So when we had to stop at the second store, she sat in the truck waiting on me, and I went in and picked up what was left on our list. All right, there's that one. And I know that I'm supposed to send a quilt to Deborah Clutter, and I was gonna send my orange one to her, but I may just go ahead and send her that swap quilt to do because I don't have the orange one yet because I haven't felt like sewing. So, this what it is. All right. Now, let's see about getting this on here. I had to cut a few more threads in the quilting. As far as the quilting goes on this corner, since there's stars and stuff on it, I don't know. I may just not, if that makes sense. I might be able to follow the lines. Oh, and we also had to put up new security cameras. Really wish we had better neighbors. Come over here threatening to beat my ass because somebody shot her cat with a BB gun and she thought it was me. And I told her I didn't shoot her cat with a BB gun. But she needed to keep her cat out of our window. How am I going to do this? Let's cut more of this quilting out. I was hoping I wouldn't have to. Because I need this. Like, uh, Fun, fun. All right. Really like to do it on machine. I hope I can do it on the machine. It's going to be tricky. I got to get that one pressed because it won't. All right, Iron. I can't get it to lay right. Because I need them. Need them to lay like this. So I can sew them. Come on. I'm going to have to pin it to get it to stay where it needs to be. So how is everyone doing? Is everybody doing okay? I hope you can hear y'all can hear me okay. All right, now I need to sew to about right here, not all the way to the end, because I need some space to do my miter. So we're gonna give this a whirl. I hope I can get it. Get everything out of the way. It's gonna be a trick, but I think I can get it. And get my needle in it. Needle down. There we go. Once the needle's down, we should be good to go. Should be. Famous last words, right? Uh, I gotta set my needle down position so it'll stay down when I stop. And I need to stop out at that red line so I'll be able to miter it. And then just come right to the edge of that red. And I'm gonna tie a knot. Something don't sound right there. Well, it's together. Guess that's bonus, right? Let's see. Well, there's a little pucker, but I'm not gonna worry too much about it. It'll be okay. I should probably sew right back there a little bit from the looks of it. This is actually my first repair on a quilt. So it'll be alright. Put a couple more stitches up here. Get it fixed. I can get that to lay right. Maybe get rid of the pucker. See my stitches. It's been hot here. How's it been where everybody else is? Hot or raining? One or the other. Mm-mm-mm. I didn't want to move my stitch length. I probably should have. It's all right. Kind of small. I said it's no big deal that there's a wrinkle there, and you see what I'm doing, right? I'm gonna try and take it out. Get it lay flat. I can't I can't hardly see the stitches. It's on 2.5. Well, I may have to leave it. I can't get the stitches. Kind of aggravating, you know? I don't know about you guys, but I get aggravated with myself. Piper's so funny when I mow. She gets mad when she cannot see me. Oh my gosh, and barks and carries on. I tell her to stop it, and she does it anyway. But I can't leave her in the house because mom's in her room and she would be out here barking and crying and oh my gosh, just carrying on, right? So I'd rather bark and carry on outside. She's like glued to me. Come on. There we go. Everybody's so quiet. All right. Now let's see if I can get that to lay correctly and sew it. Get a knot up in that first. Tie it off. Oops. What happens when you hit the wrong button, I guess. Come on. I needed to go backwards a little more, but I'm sorry to hear that. Well, of course they're on cusses. It wouldn't, they have to be. Well, we'll keep you in our prayers, Francis, and hopefully he gets better. I think figure out what's going on. I think I might have to sew it a different direction or something because I still got that gap. Come in from the other way. Everything is like in the way. I come in a little bit further. I don't know when I'll have my next live, but I still need to do that mixer cover. I've got pieces of it laying around. I've still got the Irish quilt to finish. It's got 2 borders to go on it. There we go. And my daughter wants she wants to hang it on the wall. Why is that? I'll have to check that upper thread. That's kind of weird. Um, my daughter wants to hang it on the wall, so I need to put something on it so she can hang it on the wall. And that's why I haven't got the other. Let go of it. The other borders on it yet. Besides the fact not wanting to. What is wrong with you? That's a little better. Now, is my sewing machine too loud with the microphone on the laptop? All right. It's fixed, and I'm not. Well, yeah, well, of course, messed up right there. We got another side to get to. All right, there's that one added back. That'll work. Now let's see if we can get this one sewn back. It needs turned. Got more quilting here. I gotta get out of the way. So I can do this. I'm just going to lay a piece of batting in there when I get to the corner. Um, I'm wanting to say 74 or 76 square. I can't remember. It's pretty good sized. I can measure it here in a second. Most of it's in my lap right now. I was so proud of this quilt, and I mean, I was furious when she hello Nancy. I was furious when she chewed the corner off of it. I mean, I hadn't been that mad in a long time. But I had worked months and months and months designing and then creating this quilt. So I was just furious when she chewed the corner off of it. Alright, let's see if we can get this side together so I can sew it. No. Our threads are loosened. Do it. Get my pins. They've pinned. It's a bit tricky. I'm putting the pins kind of close together because I don't want to screw it up. All right, now right here at the corner, I gotta stop. I'm gonna put my last pin right there where I need to stop so I can do my miter. All right. Actually, I'm gonna sew it this way, so it's gonna be where I start instead of where I stop. I gotta twist this quilt around here to all up in my way. All right. Get this piece out of the way so I don't sew it. Where you at? Get out of the way. I guess clip it back so it'll stay out of my way. Hopefully. All right. Nope, I didn't twist it enough. Thought I did, but I didn't. Well, it was folded, but now it's just a big ball of mess in my lap. Get this out of the way. Might want to pin that too, so it stays back. Out of the way. This. It's going to be clipped clear down here. Now, I need to start where this pin here is. Let's get the other camera up, which I kept forgetting to do. I'm going to drop it. So I need to start right where that pin is. Try not to get wrinkles this time. Try to get all the way down here. Try. It'll be tricky. All right. Now that one's on. It's not perfect, but it'll do. All right. Now I have to, let's see. Let's get the pin out. Get the clip out. Oh, come on, Quilt. Stay on my lap. I think I need about 15 hands, right? All right. So next thing I need to do is I need to miter this corner. So I know there's probably a way to do it that's correct. But what I do is fold mine like this. And then I'll get this one up here. That needs to stay out of the way. and then get it straight, and I fold it so that it's straight like this. Now I want to see how they're going to line up. I'm not sure how they're going to line up. Now that I've got my line, I can fold it back the other way and see where. Oh my gosh. I'm not sure, but I think the lines are wrong. I had them a certain way on this quilt. I had them so, yeah. Hold on, let me look at another corner. Do you see how I have them lined up? Red, red, cream, blue. And this is not lining up like this. This should be red. This red's not up high enough. Oh gosh. Because it's not giving me the same corner. You see can you see the difference? This one needs fixed. This one's wrong. So I'm going to have to unsew it here. Take this seam out. All right. Took me quite a while to do this quilt because I wanted everything just perfect on it. I'm going to have to think about this for a second. Come on, get underneath there. I was hoping this would be a quick fix, but since it's just the corner. And as you see, there's nothing quick about it. It's all right. Everybody's so quiet. All right. Almost there. I gotta think about this for a second. What I need. And I think what I need to do. Because I need that red up at the corner like this one is. So that it matches, right? So let's take this seam apart. You know, I'm going to do this one the easy way. We're just going to take it apart like this. I have plenty of the striped fabric, so it's no big deal. I'll take it apart like this. Oh, I don't know why that muscle in my arm's hurting. Probably because I mowed. Okay. Now, what I need is I need that red. I don't know. Can you guys see? Okay. I need that red to land over here like it is on this corner. It needs to land close to the corner. And to do that, get that up there. And then it'll give me my blues. It should give me my blues together. right there. See, there we go. So what I need to do, I think, put a seam so if I sew here, wait a minute. Nope. If I sew here, nope. I come further. Huh? Oh my gosh. Blue strip. What's there? What put me there? Almost. I think that'll put me there. That'll put me there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold my finger here. I'm going to put a crease in it, and that's where I'm going to sew it. And then stick a pin here. I'll cut off the excess later, so I need to sew it clear down here, so I need to take some more threads out. I noticed I hadn't even taken my hat off yet from mowing. It's been so hot. It's been in the 90s with like 80% humidity, which makes it worse, right? Where's my sew line? Right there. Get over. There we go. Should be able to sew that. So sewn on that line that I creased, and it should put me right where I need to be. My pin out. Let's see what I ended up with. Oh, that's crooked. What is wrong with me? Quilt. It's crooked, crooked, crooked. Well, ah, I dropped it. There we go. That is crooked. That is crooked. You got white showing in the middle of the red. Don't want that. Everybody else have days like this? Alright. That out. I know where it needs to go. I need to sew it on there straight. needs to go right. Like that. Straight across, Peggy. Try it again. Come on. No, most of it's on the floor now. Whatever. Red. Why are you misbehaving? That bottom one. That bottom one is misbehaving, so whatever. See if we can get it this time. Put my needle down and I'm going to look at it and make sure. Okay. Everybody's cooperating. No. Let's see if we got it this time. I think so. The red is good here, except for a couple threads from where I plucked them out. All right. So when I fold this, my blues should line up. There we go. Now we got blues lining up, and we've got red lining up here in the corner. That's better. Much better. Okay, so I'm going to finger press these because I know that's where that needs to go so that I'll know where to sew them together at. And I'm going to sew this piece back on. So we're going to clip this one out of the way so I don't accidentally get it in there. And I'm going to clip off this extra fabric right here that I don't need. Get myself a 1/4 inch seam allowance. I guess just put all these in my thread thing for now since I can't get to my trash can because Quilt's covering it. And then we'll sew this on. Let's put a crease in that seam so it lays good. All right. And then to get it pinned, get this pin back out of the way so I don't accidentally sew it. And then I need these guys to cooperate. Here we go. So this needs to go like that. This one pinned. And I know there's a lot of pins in it, but I want to make sure it stays put. Because it's not a very big section, but there we go. Yeah, when I first set up my live, I went to look on TV at it, and it said it wasn't going to start until June, and I'm like, June? No, it's supposed to start tonight. And I had it set for 8 o'clock, and realized I needed to mow because it's going to rain the next couple days. And if I didn't mow, it was going to be really high and I would have a mess again, right? And have to sweep the yard after I mowed. So, uh, oh my gosh, come on. Just lay down there. There you go. So I went ahead and mowed. And I only cut off about, I don't know, that much. But if I hadn't mowed, it would have been that much I'd have cut off after all this rain that's coming. Hot dog. Footballs. All right. Now I got a buckle, but you know what? I'm just not even going to worry about it. I'm getting frustrated and I don't want to be frustrated. So there's that one and that one. And they need to be lined up like that. So that's going to be fun. Let's see. Let's get them pinned. Get the lines right. I did some finger pressed lines on it. So I know where everybody needs to lay. Here we go. Let's get a pin in it so it stays put. And I don't know that you guys can see my line. And I'm going to sew on that crease line that I made with my fingers. So I don't know if you can see it. There's a crease right here that I made. And I've got them lined up underneath. And that is what I'm going to sew. I got to get this to stay out of the way or I'm going to sew it too. So we're going to pin it again. There. And now I'm just going to sew from here to here. Make sure everything's out of the way. Fingers crossed, ladies, that it works. Let's get it right there. Got my needle. And I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot. And then I'm going to stitch right down that. It's a little wrinkled. I got to fix that. I don't want to stitch a wrinkle into it. Right down that line. Take my pins out. It's off a little. You see that? I'm going to fix it because that's what I do. Because I want it to look like this corner. I don't want it to I don't want it to look like that because they're not matching, right? That's not matching. If you can see it. See how it's not matching up? So I need to move it down just a little bit. I want it to look like this one. So we're going to fix it. I don't care if it takes me 10 times, I'm going to fix it. Probably shouldn't have knotted it, but that's okay. It'll come out. When we went to the store today, peaches are my favorite fruit. I love peaches and I love red grapes. And we got some red grapes and we got stuff to make a salad. Well, we went down one aisle because we shop at Aldi because it's so much cheaper. It's got good stuff. And there was a vinaigrette that was peach flavored. They also had a strawberry, and I cannot for the life of me remember what the other one was. So I got some of it to see how good it was, since peaches are my favorite thing. And that little pinion is the camera alarms. Lets me know if anybody's messing around the garages, the back door, front door. Last night we had a raccoon visit. Piper didn't think that was very funny that way. Let's get this one out of the way because I should have done that last time. All right. We're going to try it again and see if we can't get these lined up better. Don't know. Probably need to fold it a little bit. No. Why are you not lining up? You need to be right there. Right there. Scoot down some. I mean, the other corners worked out perfectly, so I don't want a repaired corner to look bad, if that makes sense. I'm just going to hold it this time. Let's see if I can't get it. Well, all right. Let's see if we got it this time, ladies. Fingers crossed, right? Yay! Look at that. That looks better. See? Now they're all lined up. I'm happy. Now I'm going to tuck this corner a little bit and get some stitches on it. There we go. This one. A lot easier when you don't have all this other stuff. When you're mitering it with just the top. Now I've got the batting and the backing and all the things in the way. So that should take care of it. My threads off. A lot of threads because it's frayed some. Hello, Mona. I am too, Mona. I was a little furious, and the fabric was from last year, and I was afraid I wouldn't be able to find any more of it. And I bought it at Joann's. Well, they didn't have it at the store, but they had 7 yards of it online. So I had to buy 2 yards online. I didn't need 2 yards. I only needed enough to make this strip. So I had to buy 2 yards. So I got 2 yards. And I had leftover binding. And so I didn't have to make any more binding. All right. There we go. Corner's all better. Finger press it. And then I'm going to trim off that excess. Leave it 1/4 of an inch. So I cut 2 strips of this, and I really didn't need 2. I only needed that one, and that's fine. All right. I'm happy with that. What do you think, ladies? Where's my other corner at? It ran off on me. There it is. So it looks like my other corner now. So it's all lined up good. I'm happy with that. So it looks like that one. Now, I need to take this pin out. And oh, I almost forgot my red fabric. Hold on. Where is it? I've got the cutoffs. Oh, I thought I got some of it out, but I guess I did. There we go. So I've got the cutoff for it. So I just need a little piece to sew onto this. I should probably trim that straight, which will make it easier to repair. So I have a straight edge. And actually, still got the batting in it, so maybe I'll just, oh, it doesn't have much, just on the edge. That's okay. So we're going to take a corner of this, maybe. And let's take it off of this smaller piece instead of this great big piece. That way, if I need the red for anything else, I'm not hacking into it. Because it's a pretty good sized piece of fabric. I don't really want to hack into it. We'll just use one of these. Get some of the fabric off of it. So I'm not going to need much. I'm going to cut extra, and then that way I can just trim it square, right? Thank you, Mona. Thank you, Beverly. Did you see it was like, I don't know, seam ripper 4 or 5 or 6 times? It's okay. All right. Think it's gonna, that should be enough. Why my arm hurts so much? It hurts to use the rotary cutter. Right up in the muscle. All right. I'm glad I told her I wanted whatever she cut off of the quilt. She asked me if I wanted it. And I knew it was a 108, so I knew there'd be extra fabric, so I told her I did. Because, 108, this wasn't very cheap for the 108, not at the quilt shop. I wanted blue, but she didn't have any blue. So this red had to work. All right. That's more than enough. So what I'm going to do, hold on a minute. I got to think, because I think I need to sew it up here so that when I flip it back, let's get this out of here. So when I flip it back, I've got the corner covered. So how are you doing, Mona? Let's see if I can get that off there now. There we go. The threads off. If I use my tweezers. Yeah, how's he doing? Tweezers are handy, aren't they? You get a hold of things you can't get a hold of. All right. So if I sew it here, it should flip up and have enough. Okay. That's what I'm going to do. Here goes nothing. Sew it right there. Well, the same isn't bad as long as he's feeling good. Because nobody wants to be worse, right? All right. There. Now that's giving me enough corner. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this. I keep forgetting to switch to the other camera when I sew. Sorry. All right. Everything out of the way. All this out of the way. What I'm going to do... Actually, I need to do it this way. I need to flip it over. So I trim it up with this. Right. So I'll trim it with this. Let's see. Right there. And with this, do the same. There's that. Now we've got our corner. I need some batting, so I've got a piece of scrap, which I'm just going to cut it. Cut the little corner off of it. I was sitting there thinking, boy, I'm glad I saved scraps. Just for this reason. So that can go in there. And I'm actually just going to do a little tack on it along the edge so it stays put while I do everything else. Come on, thread. So do a little tack along the edge here. So it doesn't go anywhere. Wouldn't want to go through the machine because, well, I've got so much in my lap. Tack right here. Now it'll stay put, so I don't have to worry about it falling out. Must be bugs out by my cameras. It's really tricky getting those to not notify on insects and stuff. Probably need to come down on that a little bit further. All right. Now we got the corner. Next thing we need to do is this binding. Get to it. So I'm glad that when I do binding, I always have a lot of extra binding. Always. So I'm glad I did because there's my binding. I need to wake my iron up though because I need to press it. And then we can put it on here. And I also need to trim up the ends on these so I can sew them together. I'm just doing that. Get this one done as well. So we have a straight edge. Not a chewed up one. I'm not sure how this is going to go, to be honest. The binding part. Maybe I should just overlay, instead of trying to get these together. That'll probably be the easiest. So instead of trying to get them together, just okay, Mona, thank you for coming. Drive safe. I was thinking maybe just sew this one back on, right? And once it's on, I'll fold the end in on this. I think that's probably going to be the easiest, is to fold the end in, well, like so. And then when I put it on, it'll come over it like this and then just sew it down. I think that's going to be the easiest way instead of trying to put these together. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But I need to press this first, get it pressed in half. Because it wasn't pressed. Well, it was at one time, but it's been in a drawer. We're going to give it a press. Gee whiz, Cameron. That's all right. Security is a good thing, especially when you have people in your life that cause drama. So I evicted the birds out of the garage. I'm putting a screen up. That means I'm not going to have bird dew all over my truck anymore. They were not happy, but you know what? I don't care. The neighbors evicted them off their porch because they had been building nests in the gutter. So they tore the whole thing down and are rebuilding it. And he said that gutter was completely full of birds' nests. And I gave him my magnet so he can run it across the yard, because when people are building something for you, you know, they drop um, nails and don't even pick them up. Just grab another nail. So, um, yeah. All right. Get this fabric up. Hello, Gladys. How are you? Good to see you. All right. That's pressed. I'll probably just finger press the folds on it. Now, come here, Quilt. I'm going to give it a little press here on the corner. And then I'm actually going to sew down the other binding. Well, probably don't have to because I'm going to cover it. So, well, yeah, I do have to do some of it. All right. So I'm just going to give it a press real quick. Get everything a little set, you know. No. Let's see. I need to slow that down. So I think I should be able to get both sides when I, no, or not. I just got threads everywhere. Good grief. I'm just gonna do it. Just sew it down. Sew it down and see what happens. I got the back of it. Nope. Afraid of that. You know what? That's gonna be under. We're gonna do a little sew on top. So that is gonna be under. Because I'm gonna cover quite a bit of it. Yeah. Alright. Go do the same thing with this one. I'm just gonna fold it down and tack it in place. And I'm going to go completely over where I just sewed them with the new binding because I have plenty, right? So we're going to not worry about my stitches really because I'm going to cover it, but I want it to lay down. And then go ahead and come up along the edge and get that other part of it. I don't even know how long have I been streaming. An hour and a half. That's okay. All right. Now we're going to take the new binding. Let's see which end I need. I need to start like this. So I need to come over here. I need this folded under. I'm going to press it so it stays. We're going to start right here. No, it just threads everywhere. It's a little sad, but that's all right. All right. Come on. You guys talk to your fabric too. Yep. Oh, I'm on the right camera. Never mind. Okay, so probably want to sew right there. A little further, pain. Get that folded down. Lined up. my miter for my corner. Bring it back. There's a lot of fraying going on here. All right, get my mitered corner in there. My foot on there. Set my needle so I can get this straightened up. And then we're going to come to right here. So I'm going to trim this off a little long so I can fold it under. That's how much I have left again. All right. Let's finger press this under. So I really can't get to the iron right now. Where's my thing at? You know, I made myself a thing. This thing. Just for this. And yet I'm using my fingernails. And this works just fine. And this is actually just a paintbrush handle. I made one for my mom too. Took the paintbrush apart and sanded everything. All right. Let's get this sewn on. All right. Now let's see. I covered everything. That looks good to me. What about you guys? What do you think? Oh, let's get the right camera. Covered all that old one. That's the quilting, so it's good to me. So I'm going to press it. I always press it after I sew them on. It just, to me, makes it easier when you're getting ready to do the other side. Then when I get done, I'll hold it up so you guys can see the whole quilt. I think you've seen it before. But I'm really excited about having it fixed, right? Because I was so furious that my dog did that to the quilt. So I put a little starch to help it. And after I get done, I'll actually wash it again and make sure I put color catchers in it. All right, that's pressed. Now I'm going to flip it over. No, you guys can't see. See if you can see with the other camera. What the heck? You see a little bit. I couldn't get my little red camera to work for some reason. And that one shines on my, or is aimed at my ironing board. All right. Now I'm going to press it down. Once I press it down on the other side, I'm going to put clips in it. Oh. Start on it. To hold it in place. I have to do a lot of stretching here to get it to cover that other one. It's all right. I don't know why that big clip is there. get my, I need my stiletto so I can fix my corner up real good. Maybe. Oh, for pity's sake. This is one of my nemesis, is the corners. I don't know why I have so much trouble. Any of you have trouble with the corners too? I try not to, but even though I have done everything like they tell you to do, I have trouble with the corners. Come on. Is anybody else as excited as I am about getting this quilt fixed? That's probably going to be a little struggle. I should probably move my phone if it's going to keep doing that. To get these covering, but that's okay. Oh, almost. Almost. No, I think I need to trim that tip right there on the corner of the quilt just a little bit to help it. Right in the seam allowance. Trim that off. Ouch, that might help. Yeah, it's just with the corners. Like getting the miter right. For some reason, just argues with me so bad. And I try so hard to get it right. I mean, I don't have problems when I first put it on, but when I go to do this side here is where I have the problem. I need 2 more clips, I think. Just don't understand why it has to argue so much. All right, there we go. Clip, big clip, big clip on it. Right there. All right. I guess that's why the big clip was hanging around over here. All right. Yay! All right, let's get all my stuff out of the way. All right. Now we're all clipped up. Could see. All clipped up. And come around that corner. I need to trim a thread, it looks like. And then it'll be fixed, but I don't know if I can see where it was sewn before for the quilting. Right there was a star. So I might try to put this star back in. I've got some pencils where I can try and put that star back in the stitching. And then I think just tack it down a little bit, right? Just do a swirl or two. Try and get this star back in. And I think it'll be fine. Looks so much better And when I started, doesn't it? All right, this is going to be a trick. Let's see. Don't touch the iron. Let's turn the iron off. I turned you off. So my quilt's not hitting it. And then, oh, for pity's sake. Thank you. And then I've got to get this over some so that it's covering that other piece of binding. I'm going to get over there just a little bit. Probably going to have to go slow because it's going to be going through a lot of stuff here. Maybe lock it. Doesn't want to stay where I want it to go. Now I need my stiletto to hold this corner. What is on that? I have no idea what's on that stiletto. So when I come up, it stays put. Sorry. I think I need a drink. I know a storm's coming because my sinuses start acting up. I don't care what the weatherman says. I can tell you when it's gonna rain. Nah, got it. There we go. Turn. And I'm actually going to knot it right here too. On my corner. Nope. Oh, stay up here. Gotta dump my trash. Fell off the table. Dump my trash. And just gonna cause all kinds of havoc. Flip off. Get this up here so it's not pulling on it. There we go. Now I'm gonna knot it again. All right. What do you think, ladies? Besides all the threads, I think it looks too bad. No, wrong camera. Come on. So there it is. There's the repair. Does it look okay? Other than, all these threads. Oh, I can see the stars better on the back, so that's what I'll do is I'll quilt it from the back. So there it is repaired, and I'm okay with my mess ups on it. It'll be all right. It's fixed. That's what matters. But you see, I can see the stars on the back of it. I don't know if you can see it in here, but I can see the stars, so I can quilt on that. There was a star here, and I can just kind of finish one off. And then it looks like I've got a line too, right there. Yep. 2 full stars, a line, and another star here. And I might, just for giggles, put a line here. So I don't think it turned out too bad. I've got an issue right here for sure. Come apart, probably from her pulling on it. I did not see that. Oh my God. I just noticed that. Think might be able to just tack that down. Thank you, ladies. So we're just going to tack this down. Probably from her pawing at it and chewing at it, she ripped the seam right here, and I did not see that till just now. Like literally just this second. So we're just going to tack it down. Make sure everything's under it. Where's it start? Right here. So we're going to come up here. That's not very nice, dog. Oops, I missed a little. Can I go back? I did a little more. Hello. How are you? Shirley? Are you feeling okay? Everybody used to tell me that this was a show quality quilt. Not anymore. Thank my dog for that. But the corner's fixed. And that right there is fixed. I had no idea she had ripped that too. But it's fixed. Maybe I'll do another stitch down there. Run one down this side too. Red. I have to figure out why it wasn't picking up my regular microphone, and it was this one. It just make no sense. That's all right. As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters, right? All right. There's that. Yeah, it definitely has to be washed because it's got threads everywhere. So I think what I'm going to do is from the back where I can see those lines where it was quilted is what I'm going to quilt then. Is do that star. And I know her thread color is different than mine. I have a cream and she used kind of a goldish color, which I do not have. So I'm just going to use what I have. You know, I totally agree, Shirley. When that dog caused me to fall and injure my MCL, it took 6 months in a brace to heal. And I just couldn't do anything. I couldn't hardly walk for 6 months. So I get that. And it's like I couldn't do anything. Mom had to do a lot of stuff for me. And I hate that because, she's 80. So let's see. We're going to follow the star. So I just made the best of it. I did a lot of stuff sitting at my chair, right? So like some little hexagons and stuff, something to do. I don't know how much you guys are going to be able to see because quilt's in the way. And I'm trying to follow the lines for this star. So I probably should have drawn on it. Because now that it's under here, can't really see it that well, but I think it goes here. And then comes back. Did I draw it? It goes here. And then here. Because once it's under the light of the machine, I can't really see it. Now let's get this other one. That one here. This should all wash out. Whoops, that line's not very good. Do that line. And then we'll come down here, here, and up. And then we have a line here. Another star here. Here. And then I think I'm just going to do a little swoopy line right there at the corner. All right. Put my pencil back. Now I can see it. I'll knock everything for a loop here. All right. It's not cooperating. There's just not enough room up here with laptop and everything because I would normally just throw it that way, but I can't. I'm having the worst time. I hear my cutter. There we go. The last thing I need to do is accidentally cut my quilt now that I've fixed it. Come down here. Do this little hoop-de-hoo that's here. Go back a few because I can get to this star. I'm not as good as a long arm, but it'll work. I went backwards crooked, but that's all right. There we go. Get it turned. Draw a lot of the line there. Come on. Almost. A lot of turning for these. Here. Stop. Put a knot in it. And then go over here and do this other partial star. Sorry you can't really see because the quilt is kind of in the way. Everything's kind of in the way. Let's start up here. Right there. And then I'm just going to put this little swoop I drew. I don't know what it had up there, maybe nothing, but I just felt since that's the corner where I added that piece of batting, it wouldn't hurt. And I'll show you what I just quilted. Find my other thread. There it is. There it is. Now let me switch cameras. So what I just did, I did this star, this star, this star, and then I did the swoop that she had that I could see right there. And I just went ahead and added this one because right in here is where I put that new piece of adding. So I don't think it looks bad. I went off a little bit right here, but I don't care. It's all fixed, right? And now all it needs is to be washed. And this section over here where my dog ripped, I just sewed it down. All right. So I really appreciate everybody that came. And I don't know when I'll have the next one. The next one will probably be my mixer cover. I actually redid the piece that goes like this because it wasn't wide enough at the top. And sorry. So I redid that piece and everything's going to work the same. Uh, I don't know when I'll do it, but I'll do it soon because I don't like the projects laying out. And now that my quilt's fixed, I'm happy and it can get put up. But again, thank you all for coming. I really appreciate you all.